Hello everybody, it's Bills.com's football guy here with yet another preview and prediction video. This time we're talking about the Lobos of New Mexico. Oh boy. Now, a lot of people are hyping them up about they're going to be fantastic this year. We're going to get into this and we'll see. Some said, I even said, look down there, it looked kind of like an FCS All-Star team. Doing a little bit deep diving about that? Maybe not as much. All right. But there are some playmakers on this team, make no mistake about that. So shall we get into this? All right, let's start off with Jason Eck. Jason Eck era has begun. He's the head coach, now the new head coach in New Mexico after previous head coach Bronco Mendenhall left to go to Utah State. He's been that previous 3 years, he's been the head coach at Idaho. So with him there, who's the offensive coordinator? Luke Schleusner. I hope I'm saying his name right. He begins his first year as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at New Mexico. He was, for the previous 3 seasons, with Jason Eck as the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. The previous offensive coordinator was Jason Beck, who left and became the OC at Idaho and took Dan Pierre, the quarterback, with him. So, the story of two worlds here with the offense here. Now, Idaho under Schleusner's offense was 43rd in FCS in total offense last year. New Mexico under Beck was 4th in FBS in total offense. Gee, I wonder how he got the Utah job. Not exactly a surprise there. Defensively, excuse me for me to say, Spence Nowinski begins his first season as defensive coordinator and linebackers coach at New Mexico. He was previously the co-defensive coordinator linebackers coach at Memphis. The previous defensive coordinator, Nick Howell, went with Bronco to Utah State. So Howell, while at New Mexico was 130th in FBS in total defense. 130th. Nowinski contributing on play calling for DC and for Memphis. Memphis was 64th in total defense in FBS last season. Could this be improvement with coordinator change? We're going to see here. So shall we get into this? All right, let's get into the roster. Let's go to the preview part of this. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Because right now, I looked at the roster. There's redshirt freshmen, there's sophomores, there's freshmen. There's a bunch of them. No game experience. None. You have, so basically, either one of them or James Lobstein, the redshirt senior, who doesn't have an FBS passes. In fact, no quarterback on this roster has thrown at least 10 passes in FBS this season. Lobstein at least has less than 10. He's got thrown some passes last year. Nobody has, because the odds-on one is actually Jack Lane, the redshirt junior transfer from Idaho. But he wasn't the starter. He filled in. 99 for, he played a little bit, I should say. I could say starter, but he filled in. He played 9 games. I think it was something like that. 99 for 154, 1,477 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Not bad in limited play. How well is he going to do as starting quarterback? As I look at the rest of the room, he's probably the only one. He's probably going to get the starting job, but that's not confirmed either, so we're going to see about that. Now, the running back room has transfers, FCS transfers. 3 of them. But I'm more confident with this room than any other room in the offense. Any other room. Now, you have one guy with FBS experience. That's DJ McKinney, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Sam Houston State. He had 97 carries, 481 yards, and 3 touchdowns at the FBS level. The other 3, obviously, they're FCS. They did not have an FCS level. You had Deshaun Buchanan, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Idaho. Gee, shocker. 79 carries, 567 yards, and 5 TDs. And then you've got the two-headed monster, I think, it's going to have a chance to make play here. 2,000-yard rushers from FCS. You've got Damon Bankston, the senior transfer from Weber State, 177 carries, 1,104 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And then the guy who's probably going to be the starting running back, but it's going to be a battle between everybody here. Scott Trey Humphrey, I hope I'm saying his name right, the transfer from Montana State, 199 carries, 1,386 yards, and 16 touchdowns. So it's FCS stats, but you get a 1,000-yard rusher at the FCS level, you're going to do something in FBS. So I'm confident in the running back room. Now, I'm not that confident about the wide receiver room. Because how many wide receivers of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys who were redshirt sophomore or better? Because I do, if you're a redshirt freshman, sophomore, unless you've got major stats, I don't really count you because you just barely done anything. So out of the 8 here, I think I have a legitimate chance to be in the wide receiver rotation. Only one's got at least 10 catches at the FBS level, and he's a transfer. Now you have 6 receivers who are holdovers from last year's squad. Michael Buckley, the redshirt senior. Sean Miller, the redshirt junior. I hope I'm saying his name right. Kader Diop, the redshirt senior. Evan Wysong, the redshirt sophomore. Ryan Cook, the redshirt senior. And Xavier Van, the redshirt junior. All that are on Mexico's roster, none of them have at least 10 catches at the FBS level. 10 catches last season. We have one receiver from FCS. Isaiah Blair, the junior transfer from Cerritos Junior College, so it's junior college level. 35 receptions, 675 yards, 6 touchdowns. So, and then you got Keegan Johnson, the redshirt senior transfer from Kansas State. 29 receptions, 359 yards, and a touchdown. So I'm a little concerned about the wide receiver room. But they're not the room that gives me the most concern. The most concern is the tight end room. Because every single one of them is a transfer, and none of them have at least 10 catches at the FBS level. None. You've got Dorian Thomas, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Arizona. You've got Aiden Valdez, the junior transfer from Campbell. You got Simon Maya, the transfer. He actually came from the College of San Mateo, transferred to Cal, and before he could go to do anything at Cal, he transferred to New Mexico. To do the Tennessee relationship, like Joey Aguilar. He transferred from Appalachian State to UCLA. Before he did anything at UCLA, he transferred to Tennessee. That's basically kind of the same situation here. How am I leaving former Pac-12 schools? I wonder why. Anyway, you have him, and you also have Cade Keith, the transfer from TCU. None of at least 10 catches at the FBS level. So, a little nervous about that. So, receivers, period, which is wide receivers and tight ends, I'm concerned. Quarterback, okay. Running back room, good. Offensive line, gee, what a shock. Tons of transfers in it. Very few holdovers. How else is this unit going to mesh together? So I'm not exactly comfortable with that either. So that's being realistic here. Now, defensively, tons of transfers in the defensive line. I mean, we got, let's see here. I think realistically, we got 8 guys who can compete in the rotation to get a defensive line spot, including 2 holdovers, Tavian Ford, a redshirt senior, and Jawan Singletary, a redshirt junior. Both are transferring over from the offensive line to play defensive tackle. That tells me you have an issue with depth if you're doing that. That just tells me that. You have, oh boy. Oh boy. I'll get to him in a second. You got Brian Booker, the redshirt junior transfer from Texas Southern. He obviously did anything in FBS stats. You've got, I'm butchering some of these names. I'm about ready to do one again. Okiki Olorunfunmi. I hope I'm saying his name right. The redshirt senior. Didn't have 10 tackles at the FBS level last year. You have you had 2 FCS transfers who did something at the FCS level. Both of them transfers from Idaho. Again, stunner. You have Xavier Slayton, the redshirt junior in Idaho. He was 27 tackles and 4 sacks. Well, it's okay. It's something. Keyshawn Jones Newby, redshirt senior transfer. 38 tackles, 5 sacks, 2 pass deflections. Okay, that's something. 2 of them actually had, and there's 2 that actually had stats at the FBS level. Darren Agu, I hope I'm saying his name right, the redshirt junior transfer from Vanderbilt. 16 tackles, half a sack, and 2 pass deflections. So a limited play, he did something. And the holdover from last year, Gabriel Lopez, the redshirt senior. 31 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass deflection. So you've got something going in there, but not exactly a lot. So there's a little bit, you kind of worry about that one. Okay. Linebacker room, however, I'm not worried about. Linebacker room may be the strongest room on the whole damn team. Running back room is solid on the offense. Linebacker room, you got some beasts in this linebacker room, folks. I mean, you've got a lot of redshirt sophomores, freshmen. But there'll be depth pieces. You got 5 guys who can make some plays here. Now you have one holdover. Mijares Santorinios. Mijares Santorinios, the redshirt junior. Didn't have 10 tackles at the FBS level. Where are y'all getting these names? Anyway, and we have transfers. 3 of them. 2 holdovers from the team who did not go with Howell to Utah State, and a transfer from Jacksonville State. But I got to get one out of the way. Jason Eck. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's head coach Jason Eck's son. Oh boy, nepotism. Not nepotism. Jason Eck, the junior transfer from Idaho, the FCS All-American. 111 tackles and a pick. He may be nepotism, but he can ball, okay? So he can play. Now the guys who got the FBS stats. Worst of them, Kwan McCray. I forgot to write what he is. I think he's a redshirt junior. I'm not sure. Transfer from Jacksonville State. At Jacksonville State last season. 66 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pick, 4 pass deflections. Played out. But the 2 holdovers from last year's squad. Dimitri Johnson, the senior. 77 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 pick, 2 pass deflections. 77's a beast. He's not the team leader in tackles. Randolph Upai, the redshirt senior, 80 tackles, 1 sack, and 3 pass deflections. There's some beasts in this linebacker room. You get past the front 4, if you don't get to the secondary, you got problems. These guys will light you up and put you on the ground. So getting to that second level is going to be a little bit interesting. So linebacker room, I got on there. Now the secondary, a boatload of transfers in here. How well is that going to mesh? In fact, of the guys who, they're actually, because of this here, they're legitimate 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 guys who can legitimately be in the secondary and get playing time. 12 legit. That's crazy. Phenomenal depth on here, but a lot of them are transfers who didn't get any statistics. I mean, you have, Drew Speech, love the name, redshirt junior holder from last year's squad. Isaiah Lavelles, the senior transfer from Stephen F. Austin. Clint Stevens, the redshirt junior transfer from UCLA. Abraham Williams, the redshirt senior transfer from Idaho. No 10 tackles at FBS level, and nothing really notable at the FCS level for those guys. Now, FBS players who actually did something, well, you got David Murphy, the redshirt junior holder from last year's squad, 11 tackles and a half sack. You got Derek Moore, the junior, 21 tackles. Tavian Combs, the redshirt senior, is an interesting situation. He was playing first game of last year, got hurt, missed the rest of the season. 2023, 46 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass deflection in 2023. He's coming back from an injury. How well is he going to perform? That's going to be an interesting stat here. And then we got a bunch of transfers from the FCS level. One from the FBS level that's going to be interesting and probably going to be one of the starters. The FCS transfers. Let's talk about Frankie Edwards III, the sophomore transfer from Weber State. Stats aren't that great, but he was a true freshman when he did this. So think about that. 25 tackles, 1 pick. The pick was a 95-yard pick 6, 4 pass deflections as a freshman. Not bad. Even if it's FCS, not bad. Let's see what we get here. We're talking FCS-wise, John Johnson, the redshirt senior transfer from Montana State, 22 tackles, 2 picks. Then we start getting some beasts here, transfers here. Jaden Sheridan, the redshirt senior transfer from Utah Tech, 48 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 5 pass deflections. Albert Nunez, the redshirt senior transfer from Northern Iowa, 68 tackles and 3 pass deflections. So you can see there's some potential for something here. And then you got Austin Brawley, the senior transfer from Ohio, the Bobcats, 38 tackles, a pick, and 2 pass deflections. So there may not be the FBS experience, but there's some potential there to do something. So if you're asking me, the defense is ahead of the offense. Even though because of FCS players here, but the FCS players here are good. The linebacker room for defense is a beast. Running back room is the definite best unit on the offense. How well is that going to translate to this schedule? Y'all didn't get any favors on this one. So you have a brand new head coach, and how the schedule is planned out years in advance. We all know this. So how does a brand new coach coming up from FCS, how does he get himself going? You're going to start off with that great game, a positive motivator on the road in Ann Arbor against Michigan. Jeez. First game of the year for both schools, and the first ever meeting, and you're getting a big fat L on this one. Are you losing by 50? Who the hell is going to happen? Michigan's going to blow your doors off. I'm sorry. You're starting off the season with a big loss. Come back at home, week 2, against Idaho State. Okay, chance to get yourself recovered a little bit. Idaho State plays on the road at Southern Utah the week before. This is the first ever meeting between New Mexico and Idaho State. You're at home. You're pissed. You want to get back from this. You're going to beat Idaho State. Then you go on the road after that at UCLA. UCLA, I covered this game in the UCLA prediction video that I did already. You lose to UCLA. Then you get the bye. So 2 tough games with an FCS school sandwiched in between. You come out of the bye at home, final non-con game it's the Rio Grande rivalry, the Battle of I-25, New Mexico State. The game that some Mexico fans don't want to make this a conference game, yet you've got 2 rivalry names for the same damn game, but you don't want to play it in conference? Okay. I'm just saying this. Both schools, ironically, have a bye week the week before, so there is preparation time for both. It's not from between Las Cruces and Albuquerque. It's not that far. They got to travel up from Las Cruces near El Paso, come up north to Albuquerque, up to 25, from I-10 to the 40. Last meeting was last year when New Mexico won 50-40 on the road in Las Cruces. 2 weeks to prepare. Wrinkles being done. I think the team gets right, and you're going to beat New Mexico State at home. Then you go on the road, next page, at San Jose State. On the road at San Jose State. San Jose State plays at Stanford the week before. Last meeting was in 2023. San Jose State actually won 52-24 in Albuquerque. So you're on the road. San Jose State's going to have a good team this year. I looked at the rosters on both. This is basically kind of a coin flip game. Who's at home? San Jose State's at home. So I'm giving the win to San Jose State. Unfortunately, New Mexico, you're going to lose this game. Now, you come out of that game and you're back on the road at Boise State. I covered this in the Boise State prediction video. You go on the road to Boise and you lose to Boise State. Come out of the Boise State loss, back-to-back losses at home against Nevada. Nevada plays San Diego State at home the week before. Last meeting was in 2023. Nevada beat you 34-24 at Reno. I think that's going to get brought up. You're going to remember that a little bit. You've got 2 bad losses. 2 losses you've had here. Probably a bad one to Boise State. You might have played them tough. I don't know. You need to get right. You're playing Nevada. You're going to beat Nevada. And then comes, should we call this the Bronco Bowl? At home against Utah State. Bronco Mendenhall comes back to Albuquerque. Okay, there's going to be some venom on this one. Oh, boy. Utah State plays San Jose State at home the week before. Last meeting was last year when New Mexico won with Bronco 50-45 at Logan. This is going to be an emotionally charged game. Bronco's going to do some things. The problem is most of his guys aren't there anymore. So the tricks aren't going to work. Now, your DC is going to know how your linebackers run. So you're going to have the advantage there, but you're at home. You're not at home anymore. You're not in Logan. You're on the road in Albuquerque. They're going to be charged up. They're going to be fired up. They're going to give a little bit something extra. And New Mexico's beating Utah State at home. Then you go finish off that. You go back on the road to Vegas to play at UNLV. I covered this game in the UNLV prediction video. You're going to lose on the road to Vegas. Then you get a bye. Come out of the bye at home. Some people call this game the Rocky Mountain Showdown. I've heard this being called. Never heard this name before, to be honest with you. For Colorado State and New Mexico. Colorado State travels to Albuquerque. Colorado State plays UNLV the week before. You have a bye. So Colorado State played UNLV at home. Well, you got a bye week to prepare for Colorado State. So that gives you an advantage over them off the bat. Last meeting was last year. Colorado State won 17-6 in Fort Collins in a defensive struggle. Then played UNLV, maybe a little bit beat up. You're going to have 2 weeks to prepare. You're beating Colorado State at home. Then you're on the road to the Academy at Air Force. Air Force plays at UConn the week before. Colorado Springs to Storrs. Or, excuse me, this is backwards on here. Colorado Springs to Storrs, Connecticut. Yeah, that's a short trip, isn't it? Last meeting was last year. New Mexico won in a shootout, 52-37 in Albuquerque. Air Force had a bad year. They're going to be making it back. They're on the road. This game will be tough. But for the first time, if you looked at the schedule prior to this game, they have played 10 games. 10 games. 5 at home, 5 on the road. They are 5-0 at home. They are 0-5 on the road. They have not won a road game all year until they play Air Force. They're beating Air Force on the road. And then they finished the season at home against San Diego State. I covered this game in the San Diego State video. You're beating San Diego State. You go 6-0 at home and finish the season with Jason Eck at 7-5, 5-3 in the Mountain West. So considering what you did here, most of your tough games are all on the road. The easier games were for you who were at home. So for a head coach, if my prediction is correct, for a young head coach to go undefeated at home, that's a hell of a building block for next year. That's not, I didn't plan that. I just go do this and does this as it goes. I don't plan it, but I looked at this going like, this is crazy. They're 0-5 on the road, and they finally beat Air Force, because I looked at Air Force as what they're holding back, and I just don't trust it. I just don't trust Air Force. But I've done enough flap my lips on this one. Why don't you let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Please smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the video. It helps YouTube, more people see it on YouTube. It helps the video out. I really appreciate it if you do. Comment on the video. I'm going to go through the schedule again one more time. And I want you to tell me what you think, minus all the extras, what you think it's going to be, what their record's going to be. All right, for New Mexico, on the road at Michigan, home against Idaho State, at UCLA, then they get a bye, home against New Mexico State, at San Jose State, at Boise State, home against Nevada, home against Utah State, at UNLV, then they get their second bye, out of the bye, home against Colorado State, at Air Force, and home against San Diego State. It's going to be an interesting year for them. There is a lot of FCS talent on this team, and it could be a good team. Could they make some moves? It also, the fact is, the schedule was a huge benefit for them this year. The schedule works out well for New Mexico. That's the reason why they're going to do so well, is how the schedule lays out, how that works. That gives them a lot of advantages in this. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Share the video if you want to. If you haven't done already, check out the other videos that I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. First off, thank you all the new subscribers. We just crossed 900. 900 subscribers. On the road to 1K. We're getting there, folks. I'm not going to say I'd like to get 1K before Christmas. Before the end of the regular season. I think asking for the start of the regular season is asking way too damn much. But before the end of the regular season, I'd like us to get to 1K. I would love to do that. But once we're on the road to 1K, make some magic happen. If you want to follow me on the craziest that is X, the link is in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching. More preview prediction videos coming. You've been looking at the list and see how many I've done. I'm not even halfway yet. I got a chunk to go before I'm even halfway on this list. And that's because I'm not doing any more subscriber roll calls until I'm caught up, because I don't want to add more schools and not make the deadline. Because, by the way, as of the recording of this video, I was hoping to get to 50. 50 FBS schools, 4 from FCS, 1 Division 2. 55 total. I think the most recent addition was one of our long-timers decided to flip since somebody else's Boise State, Bill Mulder. He flipped his, I believe. I'm going off the top of my head right now. Go to the Montana Grizzlies. I got 17 people leaving me comments, and I might have gotten the wrong name for Montana, but Montana's the newest one on the list, another FCS school. He keeps on going. So thanks everybody for watching, as I'm done running my damn mouth too damn much. Thanks everybody for watching. If I screwed up, let me know in the comments. I know you'll rip me apart. Everybody for watching. Be safe and please be good to each other.